So I'm Joe, and I offer writing and English tuition specifically for teenagers and GCSE age children or kids that are starting secondary and getting ready for their GCSEs. Um, yeah, I'm kind of like a teens like writing coach, and I started it because it's like really what I love to do. Yeah. Um,
So when
yeah.
when exactly did you start marketing yourself as a tutor?
Oh, I started like probably like 8 years ago, really, but it was always like a secondary thing to other jobs.
Mhm.
And then when I moved to Colombia 3 months ago with my partner, I was like, okay, well, I probably should just try to actually grow this business, um, like as a full-time thing. I didn't want to work for anyone else anymore, teach for anyone else anymore.
So we started working together shortly after you made that decision to go all in. Um, so where's your business? Like, where were you before we started working together?
Um, when we started, I had 5 students, and it was all from word of mouth referrals. And I was trying to like spreading myself thin on like multiple platforms, trying to figure out how to market myself and like cold calling people. Just like really experimenting with digital marketing, but not really having a clue where to start. And I was already planning on running a growth ad, but I was working with some other people that just were very like unresponsive. They were supposed to be helping me market myself and like build my brand, but I found working with them was not what I was looking for because I felt like on my own completely. And I wasn't really feeling confident that they were actually going to give me the support that they were claiming to. So when you met me, I just literally had just like, well, you started talking to me when I was working with them.
Mhm.
Then I got a refund. I had literally just, well, they just said that they were going to give me a refund, and you said, "Do you want to hop on a discovery call?"
The stars aligned. So what made you decide to work with me?
I think I found you like very helpful before it was even like before I was even like paying you to be helpful. I found that you were asking very useful questions, and I felt like your intentions were very pure. And I just felt like a sense of sort of like trust, I think. And I also felt a kind of desperation to like be part of some kind of community or have some direction and guidance. Uh, I can't say I was like 100% sure that it was going to be like the right choice, but I
Yeah,
was
could
like,
dig into
yeah,
that a
I
little
was
more.
I
Like
was
what
worried. I didn't really have like a big budget, I was like I could just be throwing my money away, but like it kind of felt like a kind of I didn't have any choice but to like try. And I think you gave me a good feeling, especially given the fact that I'd already been like kind of messed about by someone else. The fact that I was like willing to sign up for like another thing shortly after kind of says like how you gave me a good feeling.
was there anything specific that gave you that good feeling?
Um, I think you just asked a lot of the right questions. I think you being a mum like helped. Like and just like the way that you were speaking to me, yeah. And what you said about the sort of community that I was going to be a part of. You seem to have like the expertise that I needed, at least for Instagram. I think my thing was that I wasn't totally sure if I just wanted to use only Instagram or wasn't convinced that only Instagram was going to be like enough. So I had like doubts about that, but at the same time, I thought, okay, well, might as well just give it a shot. And the fact that you had found me through the platform obviously gave me some like a good feeling about that. Like, okay, it was possible because that's how I found she found me. Um, and I think I also just got the feeling that you were going to be like actually engaged and responsive, which was what I was missing, like feeling like a little lonely in growing a business. And I kind of felt like, okay, I feel like with Carly, I'm actually going to have someone who's going to be like responding to me and caring about what I'm going through, which has been the case.
So that like personal contact was important to you.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So tell us, where is your business at since joining the program?
Now I've been running the ad since the 11th of December,
And today
uh,
is what is it, the
16th of
16th
January.
of January? So it's been about 5 weeks
Yeah.
of running
So
this
it could have
ad.
been quicker. Could have been quicker if I run that earlier, but I was like so broke I didn't want to run the ad. And then finally started running the ad, which was a good idea because since then I have 5 new students and an extra like £1,100 of income coming in per month from those students.
Cool. So you mentioned before the call you have an almost 8-to-1 return on your ad spend. So for people who don't know what that means, you have collected, sorry, pounds. You're working in pounds, but the ratio is for every pound spent on the ad, you have collected 7.69 back. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you give us those exact numbers? Like what is your spend and your cash collected after 5 weeks of running
Yeah, my
ads?
ad spend is I think 100, it's 106 57, and my cash collected is £820.
How's that feel?
So it's also people coming in like midway through the month means that there's less cash collected. If it was like beginning of February, that number would be higher, you know.
And
Um,
you're expecting those learners to re-enroll for February
yeah,
as
of
well,
course.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they'll be, I mean, most of them will be re-enrolling for, some of them will be re-enrolling for a lot longer than just until the summer, you know. It's like some of them will be there for like over a year or 2 years, maybe. Yeah. Hmm.
So you spent roughly, we'll say, £100 to connect with 5 new learners, and
Hmm.
each each of those 5. So you spent roughly 20 on each of them. And what do you think like the lifetime value of each of those clients is for you?
Oh, it's hard to say that number, but yeah, it's massive. It's gonna be like, yeah, it's definitely paying itself and more. Well, and way more. Yeah, it definitely works, or it has worked for me. Um, yeah, and it doesn't really stop. Like I think I'm still, that was two successful sales calls this week. Not every week is going to be two successful sales calls, but a lot of weeks might be two successful sales calls.
Yeah, you can see you
Think of
have
it
like
that
the
way.
the
Yeah.
clear picture of what it could be.
Yeah, I have a clear picture of what it could be, and also more pressure now to like organize it and
Hmm.
figure out like what the next steps are. But that's an exciting place to be at. Versus like I don't even know if I can do this. Like, can I even run my own business? Which is literally how I started to like now being like, okay, I have my own business, and like, how am I going to grow it? And like, how can I be better in my profession? How can I be a better teacher? How can I create the groups that I want to create? So yeah, it's cool. Because before I didn't really have mental space for that. I was like, okay, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that so much as like survival, like in survival mode with my business. Whereas
Yeah,
now I'm like in a more of a place of abundance and like I can actually think about what I really want it to be and how I really want to teach.
rather than scrambling, trying to figure out what other people want.
Yeah. And I think a large part of it is also due to like your encouragement from you to like market in a more like authentic way, like not overthink it, like content course and stuff that you did and tools that you've provided and other people that you've referred me to that have been really helpful in like understanding how to show more of myself and not be afraid to be a little controversial and stuff. And I do think that that's a big part of what's put me ahead because I can see a lot of the clients coming in being, people that are upset with the education system and maybe they want to take their kids out of school or, they think about things in an alternative way, kind of the same way I do. Maybe their ex teachers or educators themselves as well, that like know how messed up it all is, and they really want someone that has like different ways of approaching teaching and like a higher level of empathy and stuff, which is like what I offer. But I've always been afraid that like I need to like make myself more professional. Like I need to make myself like more serious, right? I can't like just be myself as a teacher. I have to like somehow put on like the suit and tie and like convince everyone that I'm like something that I'm not. But it's been really refreshing to be like, okay, if I actually just show up and like literally just be really truthful about who I am, it shows good results. Like I got a DM from someone the other day, like I don't know if they're going to become a client or not, but they were like, what I really liked about your page was like how honest you are, you know? And it's like, okay, nice. That's actually what's drawing people in, and that's what's drawing the right people in, and that's what's working. So yeah, that's a really cool thing that I've taken away from it. I'm probably going on too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, no, it's great. You've touched on a lot of things already, but just to like clarify for people who are completely new to the process, what are like the most three important things that we did to get you from survival mode into this business where you feel abundance and you're excited to grow?
The five most important things.
Three. Let's do three
Three,
things.
three. Okay.
What did we do to get you there?
Getting me making content was the first step. I didn't even have like anything on my page at all when we met. So I've been focused on like LinkedIn, my website, like Facebook. I've been focused everywhere other than Instagram. I didn't think Instagram was going to be the major lead generator. So actually treating Instagram as something that could generate leads was definitely the first step, or just me getting out of my shell and like actually, okay, speaking to the camera, just being challenged to actually create content in a way that I never thought I would. Like honestly, I was someone that like was like so camera shy. Like I couldn't bear to like film myself. Um, and I don't know. It's not like you walked me through that, but you kind of like put the thing in front of me to be like, hey, you need to do this. And it made me have to get over that, you know? So that was a big one. The other big one would be like then thinking about how to strategize with it, and like thinking about creating like a variety of content to bring in clients, as well as yeah, to actually nurture leads and to like nurture my audience. So actually having to really think about how to do that and get a little bit better at that, and posting the ad itself. Um, I feel like that's not necessarily the three things, you know. But I just walked through three things, but I don't know if that's like the three things. The support system has been one of those things, you know, and having other teachers to like see what they're doing. I'm really bad at doing like three things, so I don't do reels like that either. Three reasons why I tried to the other day, and I was like, I can't do three reasons why. I'm just like, my brain doesn't work like
Yeah.
that. Uh,
Um,
but yes, I think it's like the support system, the pushing to use Instagram as a lead generation thing, and knowing that I have someone to like talk to about any challenges. Like every time I've like had like a weird conversation or like had a win or had something go wrong, knowing that I have someone who has some experience in it, more experience than me, to like bounce off,
mhm.
even if it's just as like a sounding board, has been like very valuable.
And I think a lot of that, the bouncing off that we've been doing has been related to refining your sales skills. Would
Sales
you agree
skills,
with
yeah.
that?
Yeah, absolutely. I was probably supposed to say that. I think what I mean by that is I think a lot of my sales skills are being developed through the content though, because I do think that the content is a way of selling. Um, and I think that unless you think of it that way, you're not going to have that much success. I think you have to think of your content as the selling. Because I do find that by the time someone's on a call with me, most of the time they are like literally all ready to buy. You know, like all the clients that I've actually booked on, I haven't had to convince them that I'm the right tutor. They just like know it already, and I think that's because they've looked through my page and it resonated and it worked and like that it did the selling.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think it's like a lot of that, and I think it's yeah, the stuff about sales calls is valuable as well, like knowing what questions to ask, etc. But I also have found that some of that has actually just gone out the window because someone's been so excited about how they think I'm the right tutor that they're just like talking to me about how I'm the right teacher, you know? I'm just like, I don't even have to sell myself. This is really easy. It's like what? But because I like I'm just like every day to an to too extreme of a degree, all I do is like think about like how I can sell myself better on the platform, you know. So I think for me the thing going forward is like how I'm gonna create space for something that isn't just Instagram. But yeah, because right now it feels like that's my whole life. It's just like my Instagram and then lessons. I also want to like build other stuff, so I have to think about how I'm gonna like create space. But yeah,
Think that that content sales call combo is a it's so effective because of like what you just said exactly. Like people come in so warm, but it's so rare that they will actually like view your content and send money without the call,
yeah,
right? Like you need that personal connection to drive home all of the value in the content.
yes, absolutely, yeah. And you need a book a call link that's like easy to find because everyone's been using. Uh, I do think that that is a difference actually, which is something that should be encouraged, is having some kind of website or landing page or somewhere where people can just book a, can literally click book a call, because a lot of my clients have been coming in through that.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, they book the call through the my little book a call link on my crappy landing page, which is terrible, but
Yeah.
at least the it's actually work, you know, they do actually click it and they book the call through there. And it makes it easier because some of them haven't even been in my DMs. They just like straight up book that call through the link. So yeah.
Yeah, a crappy landing page or like a
They
Calendly
do.
account if you don't want to make a website.
Can you put a
Definitely a
Calendly
great
link
tool.
in your bio? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can. But
Hmm.
and it will be, can you like personalize it, or does it show up like Calendly?
I think it says Calendly, but you can personalize everything on the back end. People tend to know what Calendly is, so
Yeah, they do, yeah.
they expect it. Yeah. Okay, so so the three things that we did to get you there were probably like content, ad, sales skills.
Yeah, content, ad, sales skills, and I do think that like the community is a big part for me anyways, because
What's like
uh
the outcome, the benefit that you got from being in the community?
just not feeling alone, just not feeling like I'm a lunatic. 'Cause otherwise, just like I'm just this girl posting like videos on Instagram every day, rather than like another tutor trying to market their services on Instagram. So it's just like like reassurance that I'm not insane. Yeah,
Always helpful.
yeah.
Mhm. Awesome. Okay, last question. What would you tell someone who is considering joining the program or working with me?
I would say that they should go for it if they are, especially if they're already like on the way, you know, like they've already been trying a lot of different things, and they're really ready to like see a result by actually niching down, to not be afraid of whether Instagram's going to work, that if they actually, you know, try to optimize their content for sales and really focus on that, that it definitely can be a really good lead generation machine, and that the growth ad can work. And that Carly is very supportive and responsive and a really good coach to have when you're trying to build this kind of business.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim.